That was a strange thing. So this is a, speaking of, so Ryan is now at Northeastern. This is a new piece by the Barabazi group. And I don't think findings from the paper, oh, they've added some. Okay. There's more stuff in here which I haven't explored. Yet, there's this sort of thing. Most books are sold in December, for example, right? So they've gone and looked at books and they're trying to find success. It's very hard to see, I know. Yeah. Plus, there aren't so many people in the so if you added it, you wouldn't get as, yeah. But this is definitely from the US, and I don't know where the data is from, but that is a big deal. Could be one of those lovely things where they've got the data from somewhere. Oh, it's New York Times bestseller list. So, yes. And that, it is funny when you look at some, so this, what I'm going to say is that I think this is all advertising, which connects to our previous meme. So this is, obviously this is the holiday season, people are da-da-da. And then they publish in October to catch the holidays, right? So people are really getting excited about this. Some beach stuff, yep. And if you go and look at this crazy looking thing. So the top thing is, it's hard to see, but that's fiction. And then the bottom one is nonfiction. And you can click on a book. So it should do something. Ooh, there it is. Right, so it shows you the trajectory in the bestseller list. So this was The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, and it kind of went down. And if you start, a lot of data, interesting thing. One thing I've noticed, because we've certainly looked at this, we've thought about success. That's an interesting one. Looking back, if you look back into the 50s and 60s and 70s at bestseller lists, you will recognize nothing, right? I mean, the weekly bestseller lists are just like, who knows? These books did not stay. Whereas, and music is a different thing, of course, because it's constantly sort of played, and you have stations devoted to the 60s and 70s and 80s. There's a lot of this, if you just poke around with, and maybe it's in the paper and we haven't got to there, but there's a lot of just starts high and just plummets, which is just totally a advertising thing, right? You see that with movies. They open in 4,000 cinemas. It's got Ben Affleck in it, and then it just goes because word of mouth comes out and says this is terrible. Like, no, this is not getting any burn, right? No one is saying you should read this. Oh, good spot. So that was right. This is February, which is the time you put out movies that you still want to put out, but you think are terrible. Like, we're going to make it. People see it maybe, but we've given up on it. Right? That's sort of a dumping ground. But you're right. This seems to have had, and it's not even there, right? When we talked about Fleetwood Mac the other day, which was pretty glorious, these albums have been, and I guess people don't make albums anymore, but we still talk about them. I mean, they do, right? Albums used to be bigger things, perhaps. But you've got things that have been on the bestseller list for 800 weeks or 1,000 weeks or longer. But this seems to suggest to me the whole thing, which is publishing, is no one knows quite what's going on. If someone sends you a thing that just says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, over and over again, you're like, this isn't a good thing, right? Also, the person's psychotic. But, if it's the first sentence is no good, then people, they just get dispatched straight away. My wife read for Clark's World for a long time as a slush reader, which was a short story, science fiction thing. And so she would just, you get all these things to read every day, maybe 5 a day, I think. And you can just dismiss them straight away. And that's what's going to happen. So they had some rules, like no zombies, for example. So, that was just like, gone. But that's what happens. So you have this big set of books that people, or manuscripts that people send in, and we've talked about this a lot with success. It's not that people can't figure out anything. Like, they'll get the top maybe 20% or 10%, and then publish some of it. And of course, a lot of things die straight away. But that's what seems to be happening as you go through this. Is a lot of stuff that gets advertised, pushed in front of people, they buy it, and then... So this is, overall, seems to be not a very healthy kind of system, right? It doesn't have a thing that people are really genuinely excited about. This one, maybe seems like it did pretty well. So it's just dying. They start at the top. right? And they all just go, because no one is walking around saying this is a great book. Oh God. It's hope-free. That's what it is. But you know, if you get your book published, that's what's that? True of ebooks? I don't know what it includes these days. I know for a long time there were problems with, Amazon doesn't release any information. So this will be based on, I think, bookstores. We'd have to go and look at it, yeah. Right. So, and Amazon won't really tell. They'll rank things, but they won't give you sales quite, right? So you don't know from them. Ranking's helpful, but of course, if you've got a big skewed distribution, you know, you want to know that. So I don't know. It's interesting, but I feel like you know, this is a challenging thing to present as well. It doesn't work. It doesn't work on mobile. That's fair enough. It's hard. Look at this. They're all just. If you look at something like the New Yorker, which is sort of, you know, alleges that it's going to be a highbrow kind of activity reading the New Yorker, right, with their umlauts and things, but it's really just a college magazine. But it's all this sort of lofty discourse. But you look at the ads, and they're all, you know, Patterson's new thriller or whatever. They're all sort of pulp kinds of things as well. So it's kind of an interesting. The ads do not really fit the kind of text, but publishers do this.